So when this goes live, when it's right down there, it's kind of warming up right now.
Okay.
So give them your best smile while we're going. They'll see you. They'll probably see Henry McClure live.
Awesome.
Introduce yourself.
I am Carol Roberts. I am so excited to be here with you today.
All right, you're kind of soft-spoken, so you better make sure.
All right. I can use my mom voice. I have 7 kids.
Oh, I've heard the mom voice my whole life from most people. All right, so look, we're going to talk. How did we meet?
You know, interestingly enough, I had met you in a coffee shop.
Oh, down at the
Down at Dialogue.
Dialogue Coffee. I like that
Right.
place.
Oh, me too. Me too. I love everything that they stand
I like
for.
the people.
I do too.
Those are my people.
I love Dialogue. But I was meeting a friend.
Yes.
Actually, I was meeting a new friend in the business.
A new customer?
Well, yes. And in the process of, she was running a few minutes late, and you had walked over to where I was sitting, and you asked if I come here often and what my usual
Did you
drink
think I was
was.
trying to hit on you?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that at all.
Yeah.
You were being very friendly, honestly.
Well, I am a single man, so, attractive woman,
Well,
guilty by association.
I'm happily married.
I know that.
Yeah, but no, you were just so kind, and I kind of remembered that, and then fast forward.
I was selling my singleness to our viewers.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, we can make them.
You get bees with the honey.
That's right. That's right. Fast forward, gosh, I don't know.
Somehow you started watching my crazy videos.
I saw your videos and started just kind of taking a look and seeing that you have an audience. But before that even, I think I just felt led to reach out to you and tell you what I do, because it's making such a difference in people's lives.
Okay.
And I mean, one of the things that I can tell you is we're extending our life with that.
Yes.
So,
I'm
one led to another.
a guru of Dr. Gundry.
I do know that.
And has Dr. Gundry made a stance on this?
I don't know. If you've got an in with him, let's share it with him, because he.
Well, I
probably
am
needs
an
to know.
ambassador
Okay.
to Dr. Gundry.
Okay. Well,
So-
we probably need to share it with
And
him.
I'd like to meet Dr. Gundry. And you know what I'd really like to do?
What's that?
I'd like to get a Dr. Gundry restaurant to where you just go, because it's all about your microbiome.
Yep.
And so tell us what's in this, because I was taking turmeric, but I was taking too much. Did I tell you about the kidney stone?
You did not.
Oh, yes.
That happens to a lot of people.
I was taking too much turmeric and passed a kidney stone.
Oh, that's tough. I mean, not fun at all.
Well, I didn't get frightened,
Right. but
because
it's
I
not
started,
comfortable.
hey, look, what's going on here?
Right.
It's
Certainly not comfortable.
because I was for lack of better, I was telling a friend about it. There was, I urinated out like a blood loogie, like, that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of frightening when you're peeing out a substance like that. So I'm doing research on it, and I'm not panicking.
Right. Nor should you.
And when I figured it out, when that kidney stone hit the back of the urinal, but it was too much turmeric. I was just taking too much.
So, just to your point, that is a very common thing, that people over-supplement. And just like with too much medication, over-supplementing can have detrimental effects on your
I know
body
about
itself.
over-medicating, too.
Yes. I don't know. I'm not going to comment on
No,
that.
it's okay. I'm very vocal about my sobriety and transition.
Well, and that's part of what has led me. So,
You mean someone that's so open about it?
well, personal experience, things going on in my life, in it's good. Isn't
That's
it?
good. This is another product.
The lives of my kids. So, what we're going to talk about is activation. And it's different than supplementing.
Okay?
Supplement is adding to, Activating is getting your body to do what it was created to do.
Oh, I'm liking this.
Okay? So think about, oh goodness.
It's like,
Think about a house fire.
Okay.
That's my world. My husband he works at the fire marshal's office. He investigates fires and watches them and bomb and all the fun
no, wait,
things.
so he knew Jack Alexander.
Yeah, he did.
You know, Jack's one of my favorite people.
He did. He absolutely did.
We ought to get your husband on the show, if he'll come on, and just talk about Jack.
Well, there you go. He might.
We'll
have
see.
to ask him.
I understand.
But in our world, because that's kind of what I relate to, think of a house fire. Supplements are like taking a little Dixie cup and throwing it on that fire,
Okay.
a little bit at a time, or you can get 10 Dixie cups and try that too, versus, I mean, that's not going to go well, right?
Right.
Versus having an internal sprinkler system to where when your body sees something, because our bodies, we're designed to heal. We are created to heal
Right.
and have that homeostasis. So in that sprinkler system, activation is like having that internal sprinkler system to where if something is out of balance, it goes in and it addresses it, right?
Activation takes you away from Big Pharma.
Oh, 100%. Oh my goodness, we could do a whole show on
Well, this is your show.
Yes, I know.
And I
Well,
think that's what's happened with the internet is we're
Yeah.
now, well, wait a minute, let's break it down. We've been lied to over our lives about how to take care of yourselves.
we have.
We've been lied to by everybody
And
about everything.
And part of it,
Almost.
I don't want to get negative on, get down on our doctors, our medical, this is the way they're trained, right? They are trained to address issues, address symptoms with pharmaceuticals.
A pill for every ill.
Did you know that medical schools are actually funded by pharmaceutical companies?
No.
So when you start following the money there are things that your eyes kind of get wide and say, well, no wonder when I go to the doctor and I say I have a stomach ache, they give me a prescription. Because that's what they're trained in, Well, my world that I live in now is, let's find out why. Why do you have a stomach ache? Let's address the root cause rather than just putting a Band-Aid on something. So just a little bit about how I got to this.
Okay.
In 2019, one of our grandsons, we have 10, we call them mini faves. One of our grandsons had just been born.
10 grandkids.
Yep, 10 grandchildren. And they are, as my husband would say, they're better than the real kids. I still love our kids, so they're giving
Well, how
us
many
the-
real kids did you have to?
7.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep. So,
Well, some of them better get busy.
well, there's hope for a few more. So, but anyway, our oldest son was diagnosed with, just keep this completely compliant, with an illness that you
What do you
don't
mean
want.
compliant?
Well, because
Is it about his personal privacy? Because you
No.
can say whatever you want on my show.
Sure, I know. The FDA, it gets real tricky about making claims of cure or treating or mitigating, things like that. So let me just say, he was diagnosed with something that you don't want associated with your child, yourself, or anybody else that you know or love.
Okay.
And he was going through some treatments that were giving him brain fog and killing off all the good things in his body along with the bad. And a friend had reached out and said, hey, I think you need to take a look at this for Justin. And as I was doing some research, all of a sudden I realized, oh my goodness, every disease is tied to one root cause. And at the same time, my mom had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
What's the root cause?
It's something called oxidative stress,
Yeah, I get it.
okay?
That's why I'm taking that methylene blue.
Well, and here's what oxidative stress is. Eventually, that's what we all die from, because there's more bad guys than good guys. Our body can't overcome that final assault, right? If you think about it. Even in natural causes, your body will eventually break down, and your time is out, right?
Yeah, so okay, this is fascinating.
Okay.
You know, I didn't know where this show was gonna go today, and I like it.
Well, hopefully we'll keep going in a good way here. Anyway, so he started on, one of the products was the Axio there that you're drinking.
Let's talk about this real quick, because I find, so what am I drinking?
So it's called Axio, and essentially it's categorized as a nootropic, which just means it hits the brain, the neurotransmitters. To back up just real quick,
All right.
Your gut and your brain are connected by that vagus nerve. You knew that.
No, I just got Gundry's new book. It's called The Gut-Brain Paradox.
There you
I
go.
just got it on my desk.
There you go.
I was going to have it sitting in here. I
There
can
you
hold
go.
it up right now. I was going to plug you, doctor.
Well, see, there you go. It's something that is not totally new information, but it's something that we're kind of just becoming more aware of. More people are becoming aware of. So, you know when people say, oh, just trust your gut.
Yeah, it's your gut feeling, baby.
It is your gut feeling, and that is because that vagus nerve.
It's called
is
Vegas?
A vagus, V-A-G-U-S.
Okay.
Okay, a little bit different. But that vagus nerve connects our brain to our gut. So when you talk about microbiome and your gut being
Right.
healthy,
Right.
that is why you want your gut to be healthy, so that your brain is healthy. So what that does is it activates those neurotransmitters, which start in your gut and travel to your brain. It'll give you mental clarity, focus. It's going to give you some energy.
What else is in there?
There are B vitamins, something called L-theanine.
Oh, I got that.
Right.
I
mean,
just had 2 pills that, because I'm worried about my breath. Did you know that when you're in it's autophagy, autophagy, that you expel your dead cells through your respiratory
That's
system?
one way. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was worried about my breath in this meeting.
Oh,
Then I also got the L-theanine separate,
uh-huh.
and that calms you down.
It does. That does have a calming effect.
Now, you're going to have to talk over me because I always
Sure.
interrupt. So
Well, that's fine.
get in there.
Again, I have 7 kids. I'm used to it. It's
Okay.
fine. I'll just use my mom voice. It's fine. But anyway, so that we call that brain food. And Justin started using that, and the NRF2, which we can talk about in a minute, and his brain fog lifted, had more energy. He did go through all the treatments, which might have included having a port and being radioactive, but at the backside, he has been free of that disease, free of that illness now for 5.5 years.
My favorite stepbrother, John Breyer Jr., had a port in the top of his head
Oh, wow.
when he had leukemia.
Okay,
And they just put the chemo right through his head.
wow.
He was a cool dude.
Yeah. It's not anything that you would wish on anyone.
Or divorce.
Well, that too.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
That too. But as this friend reached out and said, hey, look at this, maybe Justin, this would help him. I started doing some research and came to that oxidative stress. If you go on pubmed.gov, now I know
PubMed.gov.
Right. It's our National Library of Medicine, just the warehouse for all the research that doctors use. They go to that site to look up.
Now, did you put that link in the show when you were typing?
I did not, but it's super easy. It's
Okay,
just-
we'll do it after the show.
Okay, perfect. But PubMed, you can go on there and look up the term oxidative stress. And goodness, there are, I don't even know how many at this point, hundreds of thousands of studies that have been done correlating disease to that cause, that root cause. And again, if you think about it, think about an apple. When you take a bite of it and set it down on the counter, you get busy, you forget about it, you
It's
come
brown.
back to it, it's brown. Because the flesh of that apple has oxidized. The same thing happens in our cells.
Right?
Okay, so the more oxygen you breathe, the more oxidative stress you have. i.e. the longer you live, the more oxidative stress you have. The body stops making some of those good enzymes and proteins as you age. I mean, if you think about the fact that we don't have as much energy as we get older, maybe we get a little bit more forgetful when we get older. We don't sleep maybe as good as we did when we were younger. All those body processes are kind of decreasing, winding down, because of the eventuality of our homegoing, right? So
Homegoing?
well,
You mean to heaven?
yeah. Well, I mean, I hope that's where we're all going. I mean, I know that's where I'm going.
Well,
I know that's where you're going.
I've been pretty close to it.
Yeah.
It made me want to live my life better.
Exactly. Some of those encounters that definitely have that effect. But while we live here, we want to live as healthy as we can. We want
I
to
do
be good
now.
stewards.
Yes, I do now,
Yes.
more than ever.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what this whole premise is based on, is activating body processes.
So it was through Justin's recovery is you got introduced to new ideas, and
Yes.
then you researched it, and this is what you chose.
This is what I chose. I have partnered with a company that their whole premise is, what can we activate? So, like for example, the Axiom activates your neurotransmitters. So it's actually going to make you feel better, be happier, and have,
As long as this doesn't have sugar in it, I'm in.
it's not have sugar.
Does it have any fake
No.
sweetener?
Nope, not at all. That is another thing that I love about the company that I've partnered with, because there
This
is
is awesome.
no GMO, no dairy, no soy, none of the bad stuff that we have come to know can be detrimental to our health. But the whole premise for the company is activating those genetic pathways within the cell to do what it should do, to maybe do what it used to do when you were younger, and maybe do for the first time. We're seeing more and more babies being born with high levels of oxidative stress.
And
those
plastic.
That's part of it. That's absolutely part of it.
There's actually plastic in there, in the system. It's terrible.
It is. It's heartbreaking. And for the first time, we're seeing the generation coming up not expected to live as long as our generation. And you think about, okay, why is that? We have all the technology in the world. We have all the resources in the world. Why are we sicker and not living as long?
Dr. Gundry says we should all live to be 125. That easily.
I think that's kind of biblical. 120 should be the years of man. I mean, is it possible now?
Yeah, women
knowing what
live
we know?
longer because you don't have to put up with it. No, I'm sorry. I'm a little funny.
That's a whole, yeah.
All right,
That's
Henry
a whole other
McClure.
subject.
Henry McClure live. So what I liked about Dr. Gundry,
Uh-huh.
and I want to try. Now I'm going to try to figure out how these mesh together. Okay.
Okay.
So originally I got into it was eat right for your blood type
Oh, right,
because that made sense.
right.
Well, that everybody's blood type would metabolize stuff differently.
Right,
And so Gundry is like eat right for your blood type on steroids.
right.
And what I love about Gundry is he evolves.
Mhm.
He doesn't paint himself into a corner.
That's good.
What I loved about, I think his name was Diamasatato or something like that, like
Okay.
eat right for your blood type, was
Okay.
he wasn't in it for anything.
Right,
He's not going to sell you any substance or substitutes or, supplements.
he's just giving you information.
His son then started adding supplements and stuff because he needed money. But
Sure.
the original guy was all about just put the right stuff in your body.
Right.
And then it made sense what Gundry talks about the microbiome. And now the methylene blue that is to combat the oxidative stress.
Mhm.
Did I say it right?
Oxidative stress.
So this methylene blue has an immediate effect. I was trying to tell people about it.
Right,
That so look, you're talking to a drug addict. This is from the drug addict's point of view. But I'm the guy that whatever I take, it affects me.
sure,
So-
sure. So you're very sensitive. Sure.
Yes. it's in tune. And so, it was like last night, I kind of felt drunk and high due to my fasting. And I was kind of like, whoa, if I can feel like this just from fasting, what a better way to get there? On the natural, all natural.
Right.
But, so Gundry, the methylene blue just helps you, it elevates your oxygen level. So you're getting more use out of the oxygen that you're taking in.
Yeah.
And there's no low. I mean, so you wake up normal, right?
Right.
And and last night I slept like a rock. It was really great. And, I know that, sometimes the hours I keep, I come home and eat something and it's too late. And now I know, I was worried that I'd be in cramps, hunger pains. And this is day 4. And my friends that fast a lot say, this afternoon, or if you want to go one more day, but there's a point in time too where it starts working against you.
Right.
And you can do this all you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, this fasting.
Yeah. Intermittent fasting has become a way to rejuvenate some of those body processes.
What's that is that a watch?
Actually, I have a smartwatch, but I guess I can hold it up for the camera. I have a smartwatch, but that little thing,
Yeah, what's that?
it combats EMFs, which the electromagnetic frequencies, which those come off of our screen, our phones. Those are
So
detrimental.
that neutralizes it?
It neutralizes the EMFs.
Yeah, I wear the blue blockers at home at night.
Uh-huh.
I think these actually might be blue blockers too.
Yes, that blue light affects
Yeah.
our circadian rhythm, and yeah, absolutely.
Well, so since May 2nd, 2015, all I've wanted to do is feel better.
Right.
And,
Don't we all?
well, yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter, one day, I probably told you this story, I always tell everybody this, but we had a code. I was Mr. Mom, and she would say, Dad, now don't make a thing about this, right?
Spoken like every daughter to the dad.
Well, yeah, so, and that was code for, I'm going to tell you something really important, we're not going to talk about it, and don't bring it up again.
Okay.
And I go, so I'm in Kansas City, and she goes, Dad, don't make a thing about this. And so I'm like, oh, okay,
Okay.
something's coming.
Brace yourself.
Yeah, because Dad's imagination.
Right.
She goes, I quit drinking. She goes, about, 7-8 months ago.
Okay.
And I go, well, good. Your mom and dad are alcoholics, so you're on the right path.
Right.
So, and I have no concept of time, because I'm just living in the moment. Ever since May 2nd, 2015, I'm in the moment.
Okay.
And so time goes by, and I go, Bianca, now don't make a thing about this. And she just got this look on her face. I go, how you doing on your program? She goes, I would never go back.
Good.
And she's 2 years now.
That's amazing.
And
good for her.
I never worried about her becoming the alcoholic I was, because she's smart.
Yeah. Well, overuse. So here's my philosophy. Everything that God has given us is for our use. Now, can we abuse that? 100%. Do we abuse things? 100%. So it's when we take what He's given us and overindulge that we run into problems. I mean, alcohol in and of itself is not necessarily bad. Some of us are genetically wired to not be able to tolerate that. And if you're aware of it, you can address that. But anything, well, just like we were talking about supplements, anything overdone is not good.
The only thing you can't overdo, says Gundry, is vitamin D3.
With K2. I think you have to pair it with K2.
And everybody says that, so I'll get some K2. What's the K2?
Well, the K2 makes that so that the calcium doesn't go into places you don't want it to.
You know what I've loved more than anything lately is just being barefoot all the time.
Okay, so we can talk about grounding.
I've got a grounding mat
I do too.
under my desk.
I do too.
You
Now,
sleep on one?
I have grounding sheets, I do. They are still substitutes, so getting out in with your bare feet on the grass,
Yeah, I love it.
that is the stuff.
I've got to go to the Greater Topeka Partnership today,
Okay,
and it's for the mayoral race.
okay.
And this morning, I go to the coffee shop, you know, in sweats and a hat and bare feet. And I said to my coffee friend today, well, should I go there? He goes, sure, go that way if you want them to think you're not serious.
I mean,
But man, it feels so good.
it does.
And did you
It
know?
does.
Did you know that? Now this is for men. I don't know about women, but men's feet grow half a size every decade after 45. And
I don't know about that.
so I've over the time I've worn.
Wearing shoes that were too small.
Yeah. So now that I'm a size 13 shoe today.
Hmm.
And
Interesting.
yeah, and now I buy these shoes that have got plenty of room.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that's a whole topic, I guess.
All right,
for
I got-
all the women's shoes, but anyway.
Yeah, I know you guys smash your feet in these things.
Yeah, not good.
And
not good.
and now, and I tell you today, and I beat myself up from being a gymnast, but today I felt more like I don't know. I'm missing a word, like stretched out without stretching. You know,
Sure, okay.
my
There's
body
exercise.
movement felt better this morning than it ever has in years.
So you were talking about putting stress on your body. That was one of the things when I first was introduced to this technology. There are several activators, like I said, that activate different genetic pathways. So one cool little fact about this company, they were mapping the human genome in 2003. That kind of wrapped up. This technology came out in 2005. So as one thing led to another, we figured out that you can flip genetic switches off and on using nutrition. Okay? So everything that this company offers has its nutrition. It's just put together in a specific formula, a specific ratio to be able to flip those genetic switches. So all that to say, when I started the activation journey, I had been a runner for decades. It was the one thing that I could control, and you've probably heard of the runner's high.
Oh, I dig it.
Yeah, it's a thing.
No, I love hitting runner's high.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. But it was the one thing in my life that I could control.
So how far did you go?
Oh gosh, when I was at the remember we talked about overdoing it. At the overdoing
Marathon.
it stage, well, I've never I've run 5Ks, but I never was training for a half marathon or a marathon. I really don't desire to do that. But I was running 5+ miles a day.
Did you run a 5K ever for time?
Well, yes. Yeah.
What was your highest crossing the
My
finish line?
best 28 minutes, which isn't super fast, but
I
was also
didn't
in
count
my
the
50s.
time. But I remember I finished like 36th or 7th, and I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so fun fact about exercise, when we're talking about whether it's gymnastics or running or lifting weights or whatever it is, you can overdo that, and that causes extra stress on your body. And it makes sense when you're overdoing that, you're breaking your cells down. So one of the first things that I noticed when I started activating my body was, man, my joints don't hurt anymore. Man, I've got energy and I can do knee bends without having to hold on to something, or get out of the chair without having to hold on to something. And it just was like, wow. I had been eating whole foods for several years before this. So I was eating right. I was exercising like they tell you to, but I was missing this component of activation.
It's like a light bulb.
It was an amazing light bulb.
So when do you drink this, the Axiom?
Axio. So
Axio?
So I've never been a huge coffee drinker, but that can definitely replace your coffee. I drink coffee because I
love
want
coffee.
to. I know. And there's nothing wrong with it in moderation. But I don't have to have coffee for that caffeine. I don't need that anymore. The Axio, you can drink it in the morning. One good time to drink it is in the afternoon, maybe like after lunch. I know not everybody experiences this, but you eat lunch and then you go back and you get to work.
You
and all
digest.
of a sudden, yeah, and that work, and it makes you tired, right? You kind of get that mid-afternoon, drink one of these. You will have some brain power again. Because it's, like I said, it's going to activate those neurotransmitters and wake your brain up.
Well, so back to sports, because I love talking about sports. So what I found out, the drug of choice really for me is adrenaline. And, I'm so fortunate. Like the other day, my daughter goes, man, you're like moving slow. And I go, Bianca, don't forget I beat myself up being a gymnast. And I'm 65, and I feel great today.
Yeah.
I feel like a kid again today.
That's amazing.
And that, really, I like that. Now, I'm not just saying, everybody knows me. You can't shit a shitter, but this stuff is good.
It is good. So, talking about sports, one of the athletes that I sponsor right now is John Cantrell.
The Iron Man.
The Iron Man. The Iron Man.
You sponsor him.
I do.
Well, let's get him on the show.
Well, let's invite him. He will talk to you about performance and recovery. So, Ironman uses the NRF2 because that's the foundation. You have to start decreasing that oxidative stress. So, that NRF2 will decrease oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days and an average of 70% in 120 days. So you've been taking that long enough that if you measured your oxidative stress, it should be probably around that of a 20-year-old, maybe.
So, Mueller Ford gave him a Ford. What does he get from you? Free stuff?
He gets products. Yes, he gets products. So he takes the.
Well, you stop promoting it. Hey, Iron Man, you're not like selling it, boy.
No, but he does tell you that it has made a difference. So he takes the NRF2, he does use the Axio as well. And why would you not want a boxer to be able to have quicker reaction when punches are coming at you? And then he also takes our activated collagen.
Now, collagen is an interesting thing.
It is. Your body is made of collagen.
So tell me about, do you have a collagen supplement, or what do you
An
do?
activator. Yep.
It activates collagen.
It does. So it is a liquid hydrolyzed collagen.
Hey, hang on just a second.
Okay.
Hey, Ziggy, what does Dr. Gundry say about collagen?
From Healthline.com, collagen is the most abundant protein in your body and offers a variety of health benefits.
There you go.
Ziggy, volume 9. Ziggy, does Dr. Gundry sell a collagen supplement?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Okay. Well, here's the difference between supplementing with collagen. You can go to Costco, you can go to Sam's, whatever, and buy those big tubs of powdered collagen. You're wasting your money because that is not bioavailable.
Bioavailable.
That means your body is not going to be able to break
it
that
down
down and put it back together in the form that it needs. Okay, so you're probably getting about 2% of that collagen. That's not a really good return on your investment, I don't think.
So so we've got some websites up here. I don't know if you guys can see them. And then you should get on later and post some more of your stuff.
Okay, sure.
So what I'm digging about what I'm hearing today is the activation part of this thing.
Right.
It's like waking up the stuff inside.
Exactly. So that collagen, it does have a supplementing kind of component, like the other collagens that you buy, except for being liquid, it is 98% bioavailable. It also has a component of flipping the genetic pathway for your body to create its own collagen again.
So when you take the collagen, is it got calories?
It does have 50 calories in it.
Okay, because the funny thing about fasting is, so if you take something with calories, it only till the time it would take you to burn those calories, your body will automatically go back into the ketosis or autophagy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I want to know more about this collagen thing.
Yeah, it's
So, tell me about the price of the collagen thing. You got these seem expensive,
well.
and because I'm not a rich man, but tell me about
Sure.
this. This is $70 a month,
So
right?
they're 60 something, but with shipping probably.
And that's because I didn't become an affiliate, right?
That is an option to do
Because
that
I
as
didn't.
well.
I just said, look, I just want to. I'll buy the supplements. I don't want to become a salesman,
Sure,
right?
sure,
So
absolutely.
let's talk about this
Well,
price-wise and
let's
how
talk
to
about
sign
it.
up.
Well, first of all, let's talk about health being an expense versus an investment.
Oh, well, okay.
Okay?
I don't mind that.
Okay. So if you're investing.
Well, I'm the guy investing in it.
I know you are. Well, and I think that's a shift. It's a mindset shift that
You
we have
know,
to make.
rich people like a good value,
Mhm.
and poor people need a good value.
Yeah, right. Right. If I can study, there's a clinical study that shows that extends your life by 7%. It's on PubMed, so I can say that freely.
Okay?
If I can extend your healthy life by 7%, who wouldn't want that?
I'm taking it.
You know?
So what about this? How much are we extending here? And
Well-
what's the price of this stuff?
So fun fact too, all these products kind of layer their effectiveness. So when you do those together, you're making both of them even more effective. Price on that
And she is a saleswoman.
well, I'm just
No,
telling
you did it
the
good. I
truth.
believe you.
I just
No,
tell
it
the
is
truth.
believable.
It's actually, the company spends research dollars to see what happens, like with the NRF2 and the collagen. This delightful side effect, if you will, came out of when people started using the collagen, myself included. We're all talking about, man, I have more energy, I'm sleeping better, my gut health is better. Is that what collagen is about? Come to find out, one of the things that combination does is it breaks the cellular stress response. So if you think of that fight or flight, that adrenaline result, that cortisol spike, you know, how your body gets amped up, imagine your body staying in that on a cellular level all the time.
You'd be exhausted.
Exactly. That's not good. If your body has an assault, you want it to rush in and fix that. But you don't want those same soldiers just standing at the ready if you're fine. So what the combination of the NRF2 and the collagen does is it breaks that cell response.
This is called NFR2.
NRF2. It's named after the pathway in the cell. So essentially that helps your antioxidant level increase because your body is back to making its own antioxidants again. Yes, eat your blueberries, drink your wine in moderation, eat your dark chocolate, but it would take...
Yeah, I do the dark chocolate, then olive oil. You know,
It
the
would take-
polyphenols in olive oil, extra virgin.
So it would take 62 pints a day
Of olive oil?
of blueberries to equal the effect of that. You want to eat 60?
No.
Guess what's going to happen if you're eating 62 pints of blueberries a day?
You're going to blow up.
You'll be
Well, and then you're going to be a diabetic because of all the fructose.
sugar. Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. So one antioxidant to one free radical, 1 to 1. This is 1,000,000 to 1 because it works in every cell. It activates every cell. And you were talking about autophagy.
And I'm not bullshitting you when I say you're a salesperson. That's good.
Oh.
I'm telling you that but I believe what you're saying, but you're doing it well.
Well,
Your
thank you.
presentation's well.
Thank you. That's one thing, when I started this company, I was very, I don't want to be a salesperson. You know, here's what I found over the last 5.5 years. If I'm just sharing information that's true,
Yeah.
you can go on the internet and just, you know, do your own research.
Okay, so go back to autophagy. I've interrupted.
Oh, yeah, so autophagy. You want the bad cells to go, right?
Right.
You don't want the bad cells replicating. We know what that's called. That's called cancer.
Right.
That's called diabetes. That's called mental health issues. That's called thyroid issues. When those cells replicate, you want them to be the healthiest that they can be. This gets your cells to be the healthiest they can be. So you're not replicating bad stuff. So that autophagy, that getting rid of the waste, can happen naturally.
So I want to reel this back into the collagen because
Okay.
I'm hearing so much about it and I want to know
Okay.
more about it.
Okay.
So help me out.
So we've always
And tell me about your supplement and the price.
Okay, so when the company came out with this liquid collagen, I tend to be, I don't know how to say this. I was not just in it for a vanity product. I've always thought of collagen as, oh, you get good nails and good hair and, you know, you get the wrinkles gone. What I've learned is your body is made of collagen, just like we heard, right? Your body, that's the
Yeah.
most abundant protein. Your collagen breaks down starting at the age of 20, which I think is kind of sad. So you get into your 30s and you're like, oh my goodness, I can see wrinkles. What is going on? And you start getting, you know, you're a little bit more tired, you don't have as much energy, all the things. You're not able to recover as fast. That's because your body's not making collagen anymore. It's like your body gets you to skeletal maturity and says, there you go.
You're on your own.
You're on your own. So what this collagen does,
This is fascinating. I'm having fun.
oh good, this collagen, again, it activates your body to make its own collagen again. So what we started seeing was not only outside effects, and I'll see if I can share that picture. I have a before and after that, quite honestly, when I go into conferences and conventions, people come and tell me, I use your picture all the time. We shared all of our before and after pictures. How many collagens do you know say, hey, take a before and after?
How many collagens?
Is that on the label of any of the collagens you've ever seen?
No, I have never had any, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, and I didn't use it either because I thought it was just
So it's a
weird.
liquid.
It is a liquid.
So what's the expense?
It is about $135, I think, a month. Now you can pair it, you can bundle it. The company provides us some different bundles so that it makes a price break.
So what's
So that it makes that
what's the
less.
trifecta?
Oh gosh, the trifecta. Probably the liquid collagen, the NRF2, and something that the company recently came out with in October called the Mind Body. We were talking about that.
Hi, April.
Oh, hey, April.
Thanks for tuning in.
I love April.
What did she? Do you know April McCoy?
Yes, I do.
How do you know April
We
McCoy?
used to go to church together.
Where?
Well, and back then it was Covenant Baptist.
All right.
We've now become Cross Point Topeka. So anyway, yeah, April and Sean are awesome.
Yeah, they were on the show. April was on a show the other day with Doug Billings,
Okay.
and she's going to be our next lieutenant governor.
Okay, that's amazing.
You ought to sponsor her.
Amazing.
For the election.
Well, so I kind of lost my train of thought.
Oh, I know, but I had really, you know, when Doug Billings became my governor, and I told this today to a friend of mine. There's a friend of mine. His name's Ben, and Ben's. I relate 100% to Ben, but he's got some special issues, right?
Okay.
And you know, I don't know politically correct how to say it. You know.
Okay.
To me, I get Ben. I understand him. Because I can feel his energy that he has.
Yeah.
He just has trouble articulating it. And me, on the other hand, I'm the inverse of, I just let it all out and let's figure it out later. You know.
Sure.
But the devotion his mom and dad have to Ben is one of the things that
It's beautiful.
Doug Billings has to his son. And like, that right there, that, okay, I know enough about you now. You got my vote. And I think he's gonna be, well, I think they say he's the next Rush Limbaugh on his podcast.
Okay.
And I only get 2 million views on this a year, if you annualize my numbers.
Sure.
And he gets 2 million a month.
Wow, well, there you go, that's some influence.
And then wait till you gotta meet this Deb Potter that was on the show yesterday. The school board. She's on the state school board.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna segue for you because like what Bobby Kennedy's doing is, I think it's an amazing thing.
RFK would approve of everything that I'm sharing with you, because if you go...
You know what I love
Casey
about him
Means?
first? No, tell me about Casey Means.
Dr. Casey?
No.
So she's written a book called Good Energy. Read that. She talks about oxidative stress, mitochondrial dysfunction, which, spoiler alert, we have an activator for that.
Okay, she also, I think her and Gundry did a podcast together.
Probably.
Oh, she's outspoken.
She's our new Surgeon General.
Yeah.
There you go. More
Well,
and
you
more.
know more than you're letting on.
Well, maybe.
Who's on there? April. We got a heart. I love you too, April.
So you asked me about the trifecta. So the NRF2, the collagen, and the newest product is called Mind Body. We talked about that vagus nerve and how it connects the mind to the gut. This is and you've probably heard about GLP-1. That's kind of the buzz right now. The injections where they help you lose weight. It started out as a diet.
Gundry says no way.
I agree. Don't.
The Ozempic
Right.
and all that shit, don't do it because you're just, learn to do it on the natural.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So the companies saw what was happening in that people were having, not everybody can even tolerate those things, but the company saw an opportunity to research something natural. So they came out with a two-part system called Mind Body. It's 2 capsules in the morning and then a powder that you add to water or any liquid that you want, coffee, whatever. And what it does is it activates that hormone. See, everybody thinks that GLP-1 is the name of the shot. No, that's Ozempic or Wegovy or whatever. GLP-1 is actually a hormone that is made in your gut, and you have GLP-1 receptors in
So
your
you activate it.
We activate it. We activate it. Now, is the side effect weight loss? Yeah. Is the side effect better gut health? Yeah. Is the side effect better mental clarity and better sleep and more energy? Yeah.
So, do you know at all about anything about Gundry?
I know some, yes.
Have you
Yes.
heard, you know what lectins are?
Mhm.
So he says avoid lectins and eat polyphenols. That's it. If you just start there, that's it.
Right,
You're going down the right path.
right. So, kind of to just expand on what he talks about, our food supply. Our food supply, and this is why we just, in 2025, sadly, we just need a little extra help. Our food supply has become less nutrient dense. The same apple that your
Oh, yeah.
grandparents ate
Yeah.
is not the same
no,
apple that we eat.
No, it's not.
Our soil is depleted of nutrients. We've overdone it. We've over pesticide. We've over herbicide. We've overworked it, right?
I'm
We've not
overworked.
we've not let it rest like God intended. So our food supply is compromised. Then add in all the processed foods, the ultra-processed foods, the chemicals, the dyes, all that stuff that we're consuming. Well, maybe not all of us, but standard American diet is not called the SAD diet for no reason. All those things are adding to the breakdown of our body. So, man, who doesn't want a little extra help?
So break it down right now. How much is the trifecta? Cash.
Oh, God.
This as a consumer, not as a
Not as a...
vendor.
You know, I cannot even give you that number. I can look it up. I don't know
Okay.
that number off the top of my head.
Well, because you're not in it for money, it sounds like.
I'm not. I'm not.
The fireman's doing well.
Yeah, we're currently in fireworks season, so.
Hey, what did she say there? Oh, God bless y'all.
Aw,
Yeah, amen.
yes.
We need more God in our life.
We absolutely do, which, yeah.
God save the republic.
Yeah, that's the foundation, honestly. One cool thing, the creator of that first product,
I thought you were going to the original.
well, he gives
The
the
creator.
original credit for it.
God.
To finding the specific formula to start the process and figure out the whole concept of activation, he gives credit to the Lord. Now, this company is 20 years old that I've partnered with, and it's been through its ups and downs. And right now, the stock price is publicly traded on the NASDAQ.
Really? What's the symbol?
It's LFVN.
Ziggy, what is LFVN trading for on the NASDAQ?
As of 11:36 a.m., LifeVantage traded at $12.70 on the NASDAQ, up 0.4% since previous close.
Ziggy, does LFVN have a dividend?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Does it pay a dividend?
To shareholders, yeah.
Yeah, so what's the didividend?
I couldn't answer that.
All right, we're going to put the stock tip on there.
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
buy some stock.
Well, it's a good investment. Not that long ago, before this GLP-1 activation came out, I think the stock price was around 6 or 7. So obviously, they're onto something.
Well, they
here.
doubled,
Mm-hmm. They're onto something here.
but if it pays a dividend, I'm in.
Yeah, look it up. So being publicly traded is very important because
Well, yeah.
private companies can hide all kinds of stuff from their people.
So can the government.
Well, that's true. That's true. So what I do, I don't see myself as a salesperson. I'm just sharing information. I am a product of the product.
No, I'm telling you, as a salesman, and I'm a salesman, I will ask anybody anything. In fact,
Sure.
Dana K. Anderson's going to walk in here in a minute, and he will tell you, Henry McClure will ask anybody anything,
Sure.
and I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
I
wanna
don't
know.
know. Yeah. No, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I think done
But you're
right.
cool. You're
Oh,
cool. You're,
Oh, thanks.
yeah, you're doing good.
Can you tell my kids? No, I'm just teasing.
Oh, they know.
Yeah.
But, okay, I want to get the collagen.
Okay.
Can I just get a bottle of the collagen?
I'll bring you some this afternoon. How's that?
Okay, how much is it?
I'll just bring you some.
Well, I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Pay my way.
Yeah. I mean,
I would buy a box of this, too.
so here's one thing that is kind of.
I'll write you a check, and then you can put it in my delivery box.
Well, here's one thing that's kind of glorious. I don't have to handle product. I have some that I keep on hand just for sampling.
Well, you're handling it.
Well.
Oh,
but
so
don't
I should
have-
get on the website and order it.
Yeah, you can order it on the
Okay,
website.
all right.
Yeah.
And we got all the websites here, but we'll put them on the bottom of the page.
Right. I don't think I put the specific shopping website on there, but yeah, we'll put it on there. So that Calendly.com, if you can see that, it's just a way to jump on a call with me. Schedule it's managing my calendar. We can do a 15-minute, how can I help you? What are the biggest stressors? What health issues might you be facing? And then go from there. The Blue Line Health email address is my email address.
Okay.
So feel free to reach out that way. That last one is activatewellness.us. And a team member, a business partner, has put that website together for the team, for the organization. It just has the studies on it. It has information about all the things that I've talked about. It has a link to PubMed, so you can go on there and read the research for yourself. Fair warning, if you're not into the science, it's going to go.
Oh, I love the science
It
part
did
of
me
it.
at first. All those words kind of went over my head, but I've just learned to read through.
Yeah,
some of them.
sometimes Gundry, when they get into all the, I started reading Gut Check and all the acronyms.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to really have to write it down.
Yeah.
So I
Nothing
gave
wrong
gut
with
check away.
Nothing wrong with that.
I gave gut check to my daughter.
Yeah.
And but I did get brain and gut connection, which is almost serendipitous.
Right.
That
right.
we're talking about it right now.
Right.
So we're merging. So
Right.
what Gundry will do, Gundry will take all this stuff and analyze it, and he'll come up with it. Hey, yeah, that's good, do it.
Yeah.
He's not in it just for his stuff.
Right.
His olive oil, the extra virgin cold pressed olive oil, it's too expensive. So I find, and you always ought to buy your olive oil in an oil, or in a glass.
In a glass bottle, a dark glass bottle.
Yeah, dark glass. But you know what he said to do? He said, for a moisturizer, use olive oil.
You can use coconut oil as well.
I like coconut oil. But you can use that olive oil, and because your microbiome is the same on the outside. And it's how you treat your skin.
Exactly. Your skin is your largest organ. So, fun fact, the company actually has a skincare system, but it has that same technology. So, there's something for everything.
This is a one-stop shop for better health.
Absolutely.
You've been holding out on me.
Well.
No, I was mean, kind of. Not mean, but I just was like, my job, my career has turned into a job. I have to come to work to keep up with what I've got going with my clients.
Yeah.
And for me, that's just beautiful. At my age, just to
be able to do that? Yeah.
I have a job.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can't take it away from me.
Right.
It's my job. But
yeah.
I just originally didn't want to be a salesperson, and honestly, I feel this. I can feel this.
It's good stuff.
And I don't feel this.
Right.
But it doesn't matter.
But did you feel that oxidative stress?
What?
Did you feel that oxidative stress?
Have I?
We don't feel that until we do. We don't feel it until we get a diagnosis.
I don't know.
Do you feel vitamin C?
No. No, you don't. Okay.
You trust the science because it's been proven.
Well, I take it every day.
I know. I'm happy about that. We're
Yeah.
extending your life.
Yeah. And that's how you have to be successful in Topeka. You have to outlive the old guard.
Well, and you want to be around I want to be around for grandkids. I want to be that great grandma on the floor playing with kids. And I think that's totally possible.
Now, do you want to be able to get up from that? Or?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Hey, set her down on the floor. Let the kids play with her.
Yes, no, I want to be able to
Okay. Bad humor.
Fair question.
Bad humor.
Fair question.
Okay, so I want to know more about the collagen personally.
Okay.
I'm really digging this, but I get the same feeling when I take Gundry's Vital Reds.
Sure. Well, and that Axio, you can drink more than one. They have a caffeine version, which only has about the same amount of caffeine, and it's green tea. So it's
I love green tea.
Antioxidant properties.
Green tea, I've always thought teas would pick up more than they have. How the Chinese heal themselves through all the different teas. It's like being a doctor.
Yeah.
Teas to the Chinese are they're like mad scientists.
Medicine.
Yeah, they're medicine.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and that just goes back to what we were saying earlier. God has given us everything that we need to live healthy and live well and live our number of years. We just have to know about it and just use it.
And what's crazy, if you go back to Hippocrates, all your health starts in the gut. He said that.
He was spot on.
Yeah. Our first doctor has told you how to do it.
Yep. That's why that gut health is so important. That's where anxiety, depression, mental, all of those stress responses. So we talked about everybody has stress, and you want some stress. If a bear is chasing you, you want to be able to get yourself out and go and get away from it. But most of us aren't being chased by a bear down the street, right? So regulating that cortisol response. Cortisol is a silent killer. It wreaks havoc on your body.
Being a runner, right? So Did I tell you about the two campers out in the woods that a bear was coming on them?
No.
Well, so one guy takes off his hiking boots and put on his tennis shoes. And the guy goes, "You can't outrun that bear." And he goes, "I don't have to. I just have to outrun you."
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
All right, little old
Exactly.
jokes. Why not?
Right, right.
It was clean. I didn't cuss.
It reminds me of what you call a toothless grizzly.
Vegetarian?
A gummy bear.
Oh. That's good.
Yeah. But see, that's a way to cope with stress too.
Okay,
It's
so
laughter.
let me
Because
add, laughter's the best medicine.
It makes you feel
My
better.
mom always said it's better to laugh than to cry. And I think that's sometimes why I'm always introducing humor into my show or making fun of. I'll make fun of myself. Why not?
Hey, I find that a really good subject.
Okay, so let me ask you through all this. So what gummy product do you have?
We don't have a gummy.
Okay, no gummies.
No
All right.
gummies.
So this might really be legitimate.
Yeah, no gummies. No, again, is CBD
Hey,
bad?
David K., come on in.
Is CBD bad for you in its pure form? Probably not, but it's not gonna do what this does.
Hey, come on in here. Say hello to Carol.
Hi, Carol.
That's
Hey.
Dana K. Anderson. He's a buddy of mine.
Hi,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
All right, she's selling me health products and stuff that I need to take. You know, I'm on a 4-day fast today. This is the 4th day. He's always telling me to lose some weight.
I'm just giving you information.
All right, just hang tough. Hey, I've got, thank you for being on the show
Thank you for
today.
having me.
Yeah, was this fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I want to learn more about the collagen,
Okay.
and we'll pass some. He's 91. He's in great shape.
Wow, yeah,
All right,
yeah, for sure.
he's. I've kept him young
Yeah,
with all my
very much so.
with all my stuff. It's a funny story. They didn't put it in the book, but I've known him since 5th grade, and how I met him is a funny story. I'll tell you later.
Okay. All right.
But hey, thank you, and we got some follow up to do.
Yeah.
Henry
Come back
McClure.
next time.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get Cantrell in here. I want to hear him because he uses his body in a different way
Absolutely.
than we are fighting those little short guys, though.
Food is, I was, yep, we
He
were
was a
there.
little outmatched.
We were
Did
there.
you get VIP seats?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Yep. John,
All right.
John and his wife Taylor are amazing, and their little boy Cooper, amazing. Good people.
All right, you're getting to know how to live better, and I think you just got to keep an open mind. So thank you. I learned something, and this was a fun show. If nobody's told you they love you, I love you. All right, you get the last word.
Let's activate.
Activate. That's the word of the day.
The
Activate.
word of the day.
All right.